Hello guys, welcome back to B's Speed Shop. So today I'm going to be doing a few jobs on my MX-5 to get it ready for my first drift day. So the first job I got to do is I got to replace the rear end links on the sway bar. So on the ones on the car, the actual the lower ball joint has actually come out of the socket. So the rear sway bar isn't actually doing anything at the moment. It's just sort of, the end links are sort of just dangling there in the wind. So I've got two replacements, so I'm going to replace both of them at the same time. So the ones on the car, the nut on the lower part has rusted on quite badly, so I'm going to have to use my angle grinder to cut it off, and I should be able to just use my socket to take the top nut off, and then I can replace these. So that's my first job, so I'm going to get on with that now. So I've got my car jacked up now. I will leave the jack under there as a third point, just to make sure it is stable. But now I can get under, I need to take the wheels off, and then I can remove the old end links and install the new ones. So you can see the end link here, where the actual this ball joint part has come out the bottom of this. It's obviously just rusted out. So what I need to do is, I'm going to see if I can try and undo these nuts first, and if I can't, then I'll use the angle grinder just to sort of cut it in half and see if I can split that apart to take it off. So I've got the first end link removed now. So what I did was, I don't know if you can see it very well, so on the nut I cut into it into quarters, and I was able to break the pieces of the nut off, and then obviously I just hammered that through the hole and that came off. So now I just got the one the other side to cut off, so I'll just do it the same way. So I've got both these end links removed now. So I'll give the area where they mount to a little bit of a clean up, and then I can install these new ones. So I've got my first end link in over the other side, and I've just put the nuts on very loosely for now. So now these are in the right position, so what I've had to do is angle this bottom one up a bit, so when I get that in there it will then slide in there, and I can get both of these nylock nuts installed. I'll get that one in a second. So what I'll do is I'll just on both sides I'll tighten them up by hand first, and then what I'll do is I'll come back with the torque wrench, and I will check my manual to see what the torque spec is, and I can get them all torqued down, and then that's this job done. So I've got both of the bolts on the end links, both sides torqued down now to 50 Newton meters. The top one was a little bit awkward because it was bashing in, the torque wrench was bashing into this bit here, so I had to use one of these, I'm not sure what you call them, but I had to use one of them so I could hold the torque wrench at a slightly different angle to where the bolt is, and then that way I was able to torque it up to the 50 Newton meters. I clicked it twice just to make sure it was, but they're all torqued now, so I can get the wheels back on, torque those wheel nuts down, and I'll check the front ones at the same time, and then I can move on to my second job. So now that I've got that little job done, the next job I want to do is get my boot rack set up for my spare wheels, because obviously in the MX-5 it's quite a small car, so there's not a lot of room. So I've got a SkidNation Boot Rack, which I should be able to fit my wheels for my drift day. So I need to quickly check my instructions, and then I can get it set up and get that installed. In the kit they provide this sticky back felt stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut several pieces now and get it stuck on this section, just to help protect the paint of the car, because the paint on the car is actually quite nice, even though the car is a bit rusty underneath, but we'll get there one day. So what I'm going to do is just, I know roughly the edge of the boot comes up, there's like a fold line just here. So what I'm going to do is just carefully measure it round, roughly cut it out with some scissors, and then I've got my little knife that I can just cut the edges off with. So what I might do is just quickly measure out, just so I can make sure I can cut several pieces. I need 4 pieces in total, so I'll quickly get them cut out, get them stuck on, and then we can actually get the kit installed on the car. So I've got the felt stuck onto the outside, and I also trimmed off the edges, and I've trimmed where the holes are as well. So I've only done the outside of this at the moment, but I am sort of slowly running out of daylight at the moment, so I'm going to quickly go back outside and get these lined up, mark the holes so I can drill the holes, and then I think that's pretty much the only thing I really need to do to the car is drill the holes. And then obviously I've got to put the bars through there, and I'll quickly set it up just to make sure it's all fine. To mount this kit, what you got to do is the instructions, well, what it looks like in the instructions is they measure from this corner here of the, what would be the hard top mount, 4 inches back to the edge there, roughly. And then if that measures 4 inches, it should measure 4 inches from the edge here to the edge of this plastic piece for the light, which it roughly does. If I put that up against there, you can sort of see. So a little bit under, but I think if I measure up this end again, I think that is a little bit under 4 inches as well. So what I'll do is I'll get that into a position where I'm happy, and then what you got to do is you got to make sure that it's up against this edge here, so the holes are as far out as possible. That way when you close your boot, you know it's not going to hit on the edge here anywhere. So I'll quickly just finish measuring this, and I'll centre punch the 4 holes. So there's 2 at the back here and then 2 at the front. I'll get them centre punched, then I'll measure the other side, centre punch those holes, and then I can drill all of them at the same time, and then it's just a case of bolting it in and putting the bars in. So the holes I drilled over this side, they all line up pretty well, apart from this one back one. I just need to drill it out slightly bigger, probably just go for a 7mm. I'll have to see if I've got one in a minute so I can drill that. But over this side, the 2 back ones line up pretty good, but the 2 ones at the front here don't quite line up. So I'm probably going to have to, I'll try a 7mm on this very front one, see if I can get that to line up. And then that one there is way off. You can only see half of the hole I drilled, so I need to figure out something else I can do for that one. I might just have to drill it as a 8mm or something and just use a couple of washers, but I'll quickly see if I've got a bigger drill bit so I can drill out those, and then I'll test fit it again. So this is the boot rack all together now. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Really good kit by SkidNation. I would recommend it if you have an MX-5. One thing I do need to sort out is the position of these top holes. It's a little bit close just at the top here, so I want to oversize the holes so I can bring this out a little bit, just so it's not rubbing on that when it closes. It's only loosely put together at the moment, so this is what it looks like. I'll quickly grab a couple of tyres actually and put on there just for size reference so you can see what it looks like. So this is what the boot rack looks like with a couple of tyres on. As you can see, there's plenty of room for 4. I'm really happy with how this kit has come out. So one thing that is included in the kit is a ratchet strap, so you can hook onto these round bars at either end and make sure it's all strapped down nice and tight, which is quite good. One thing I might do is I might just see if I can get a couple of longer bungees just to put over the end ones and loop around the bottom of these bars just to make sure it's all nice and secure. I'm sure that one strap would be fine, but I'd rather be more cautious, just put a couple of extra straps on it just to make sure. But I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with how everything's gone today. So I'm going to be leaving this video here for today. I'm super happy with how everything's gone today so far. Obviously the only issue I had was trying to torque up that one bolt on the end link for the rear sway bar. The boot rack, that was a really easy install, only took about probably an hour in total, just getting all the tools and everything ready and doing the little the sticky back felt bits as well. But it came out really good. I'm really happy with it. So I've just got one more job left to do on the MX-5. I just got to adjust my seat so that I'm not gonna, so when I'm wearing a helmet, I'm not gonna bash the so in the convertible it's got the bars, so I just need to lower the seat a little bit so I don't crash my head into one of them. But other than that, I'm really happy with how everything's gone. So thanks for watching this video.